Hey, it's Angie from TwinFinity.
And Marla from Twinstrology.
Hey, Marla, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Angie?
Good. So for most of you, you probably know that Marla and I already know each other and have been friends for quite some time. We actually started working together quite a while ago. Marla, way back in, I think it was 2 years ago, is when we met you at the Chicago workshop. And then in the Boston workshop, you actually did an interview with Rob and I. And then we've been working together on several different workshops since then.
Yeah, that interview was actually like 2 years ago.
Oh, isn't that amazing how time flies? That feels so long ago to me. Crazy. So I was lucky enough to work with Marla again. She was out visiting Rob and I this past summer, and she did a QHHT session with us. So before we go into that, I will let Marla explain a little bit about what QHHT is. Also, just so you know, this is a second piece of the video. You may have already watched the last piece. I have split up the QHHT session that Marla did into two parts because a QHHT session can be quite long. So this part is going to be about the past life regression that we did. The previous part we did was in terms of the higher self coming through. So if you haven't seen that piece, I will link it above. But if you have, then you already know about this one coming through. So before we explain that, we'll let Marla talk a little bit about what QHHT is.
Yes, thanks, Angie. So QHHT stands for Quantum Healing Hypnosis Therapy. This is a type of hypnosis that was developed by Dolores Cannon, who did hypnotherapy for many years. She's, one of the founders of this type of therapy. She's written like 17 books. She's passed on now, but she still works with a lot of us that do QHHT. She still comes through a lot of our sessions. And the reason why I was very attracted to do QHHT in particular is because it has a couple of different components. And the first component, we usually do a past life regression, although you can go to a future life, a concurrent life. Sometimes I've had people go into this life as well if they need to experience something from this life. And then there's a healing portion in which we contact your higher self, we ask for healing, and we also ask questions. So if you come to me for your QHHT session, you're going to give me a list of questions, and we're going to go through them, and you're going to answer them. You're going to channel the information through your higher self. And when I came to Calgary and I did Angie's, her higher self had some really profound things to say, as we said in part one of the video, and that made us really want to share this. But also this first part, which is your actual past life regression, also has a lot of really interesting information in it.
Yes. And why we also chose to share this with the collective is because it, interestingly enough, was a past life with my twin flame, who I am with now in this life. So for those that have experienced a past life with a twin flame, and you may have experienced trauma or weren't able to be together, and it's amazing to see what the clearing has to happen in order for you to be together in this life. I've experienced a few past lives with Rob in regressions, and it's neat to see what work has to be healed in order for union to happen. And this piece was really powerful. So many neat things came through. Of course, we won't share a lot of it so you can, experience it yourself in the video. But it was beautiful in the beginning, meeting him, but then very tragic in the end, very sad ending. But so many lessons came through. And for me, the lesson was just really about love in general, in terms of learning to give and receive love with everybody instead of just one person. Because we're all connected, right? We're not just connected with our twin flame. We are all connected as a collective. So it was remembering and learning about that in that life. And one of the neat things that also came through was my love of pink, which you'll get to see in that video. Why I love pink, why I love hearts, why I love the word love. It's almost like my soul was giving me a reminder in this life of don't forget that lesson. So some really neat things came through. Sorry, I interrupted you. You were going to say something.
I was just going to say that also there's a little bit at the end in which you go to the spirit side.
Yes.
And we do some work and some clearing of that lifetime on the spirit side, which people might find interesting. The part where, so we do, after you talk about your regression, we do go into the lessons with your higher self, why your higher self showed you this life and all of that. That's on part 2 of the video.
Yes.
But you are getting a lot of information. This video, I think, is about an hour long. So sometimes when you're having a QHHT session, you can visit 2 or 3 lives, but it just depends. When I was doing this with you, you were getting so much information and like a long span of that lifetime. So it just seemed smarter to just keep going with this one timeline.
Yes. And that's what I love about this work is your soul is wise enough to bring through whatever it needs to for your growth at this moment in time. So like Marla said, you might experience more than one life in one regression, or you might just go deep into a specific life. It just really depends on what the healing is, what the lesson is, what the information is that you need right now. And that's what I love about this work. It's very deeply intuitive.
I think it's interesting when you were mentioning, you know, this is a past life that you had with Rob, your twin flame. What came to me was that there's this belief out in the twin flame community. Some people have that twin flames only meet in their last life. They have no other lives together. And I just want to say, like, from my experience of working with people, my own work with other timelines, I just have not found that to be the case.
Agree. Rob and I remember multiple lives that we've had together. Yes. So that's very, very good point.
Yeah, and I've done these sessions with a lot of twin flames, and they've all remembered lifetimes with the other person.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent point. So with that, we will let you enjoy the video. If you have any questions, let us know. And I'm also going to put a link to Marla's website on the video so you guys can connect with her if you would like a session. Highly, highly recommend doing a session. Not only just for your own, you know, fun or experience, but so much healing comes through in this work. I've done a lot of different regression therapy, and it has been, out of all the different kind of healing work I've done over my journey, regression therapy has been the most powerful because it's so multidimensional. You get to connect with your highest soul self and really heal things on a deep level. So really, really recommend it.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons we get along so well, Angie, is we both have a passion for this stuff.
Yes.
I had, you know, a few regressions myself, but also now I know you do as well, like spontaneously remembering past lives as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes you just need to help yourself get into the groove, and that can help you remember more and more and more.
Exactly.
Having a session.
Yeah, once you tap into that side of yourself, then it starts to flow much more easily and you can have spontaneous memories. So yeah, a lot of information can come through. So thank you for the session. It was very powerful.
And if you haven't watched the first part, or the part that was posted first, please do, because there's so much in there for the Twin Flame Collective and for light workers in general that I think you would really enjoy it.
Yeah, you asked some really good questions in that part that were for the collective, and a lot of powerful, very deep answers came through that are really helpful for the collective. So yeah, very highly recommend watching that.
And thank you for allowing this to be posted, Angie, because this is kind of
Oh,
personal information. And thank you for sharing it.
yes, it's quite personal, but I'm an all out there kind of person. What the heck?
It's a learning experience for everybody out there to see.
Yes. So happy watching.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Marla.
Bye.
What is the first thing that you see around you?
There's an outdoor party, lots of people, and there's little lights. It's just dusk, it's not dark yet. There's little lights coming on and they're really pretty.
That sounds pretty. So there's a party and there's lots of people at this party. Can you look down at your feet and see if there's anything on your feet?
Pretty high heel shoes on.
Can you see any clothes that you may have on?
A really nice black dress. It's like a velvet dress.
Oh, a dress. So does this feel like a female body?
Yes.
And how old does this body feel?
Probably about 27.
And there's this party going on. Is there music playing somewhere?
There's light music in the background, but more I hear just the chatter of all the people. Everybody's having a really fun time.
What is your feeling about being in this place? Do you feel any emotions being there?
I'm really enjoying myself. It's some sort of a celebration. Feels like a birthday party. Everybody has wine glasses in their hands and there's balloons.
Do you know who this party is for?
I think it's my party. I see a lot of my friends there. So many happy faces.
That sounds nice.
I see one friend in particular. She's my best friend and we're just laughing and having so much fun.
Do you remember what you call her?
It's like a T word. Tiana, I think.
How long have you known her?
I'm shown like childhood. It looks like we were childhood friends. Like really young, maybe 5. We've kind of grown up together like sisters, even though we're not sisters, but we're really close friends.
Mm-hmm. So it's nice to have her there at your birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
Can you have a look around the room, and can you tell me any furniture that you might see around the room, or how other people might be dressed?
Everybody's dressed pretty fancy. The men have dress pants on and nice shirts. Some people even in suit jackets. Everybody has nice clothes and jewelry. It's just like a very high-end kind of party.
So it seems like you're doing rather well for yourself.
But I don't see any sort of mate or partner. It's like I'm happy on the outside, but I'm not happy inside.
Mm-hmm.
I have a really good life, but I feel lonely and sad.
So you're not married yet,
No.
and there doesn't seem to be anyone that you're interested in.
I can see a person on the far end of the patio, and I can tell we're interested in each other, but it looks like he's with somebody else.
Is this someone that you know very well, or someone that's just an acquaintance?
He looks like somebody that I've grown up with, like from school. I still don't know him very well, but I've always been drawn to him and attracted to him. But we're just friends, not really close friends.
Is he married to the person that he's with?
No, but they've been together a long time. And I can tell he doesn't seem really happy with her, but he feels obligated to be with her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, at the party he keeps looking at me like he wants to come talk to me, but he's too afraid to.
Do you know what his name is, or what you call him?
Sebastian.
Could you go over there and talk to him?
I want to, but because he's with this other woman, I feel awkward.
But he's there at your party.
She seems like she's a really controlling, jealous person. She knows that we're interested in each other. So every time he's looking at me, she turns him as they're dancing to turn the other way.
Do you know what she is called?
It's like she has two names. One is what people call her, but then there's another name that's her real name. I think her real name is like Loretta. People call her Lorna or Lori, something like that.
Okay. So with her around, it's not easy to talk to Sebastian.
No, she keeps giving me mean glances.
Have you had feelings for Sebastian for a long time in a romantic way?
Yes.
Have you ever told him about your feelings?
No.
Has he ever mentioned anything to you, what his feelings might be for you?
He's never really said it, but he's touched my arm before, and it's like electrical. It's almost like I can see the electrical energy between us.
Mm-hmm.
And he feels it too, but he's too afraid to come closer because this woman has been in his life so long, and she's just so controlling. She just doesn't even let him live his own life, really. He feels afraid to do anything that's going to upset her.
Is this someone that his parents arranged for him to be with?
It doesn't seem like it. It seems like he's known her from school times as well.
Okay.
He's just afraid to do anything to make her upset.
Mm-hmm.
He's just really trying to keep the peace with her.
Okay.
It's like my eyes are drawn to him. I keep looking away and trying to distract myself with my other friends, but I can't. I just keep being pulled over to him.
That must be a difficult situation.
It is, and I don't know what to do about it. It's It's like there's something about his drink too. He keeps holding his glass and I can see it's like light in it or energy in it.
I wonder where the light would be coming from. Do you have any idea?
It seems like the light is him. It's like I can see the light inside of him and it reflects in the drink.
Okay.
It's like his energy is so bright that I'm drawn to it. That's why I keep looking. I can't seem to turn away long enough. I feel so magnetically pulled to him. It's just so strong that I can't resist it, even if I want to.
Do you want to try to walk over to him and Lori and say hello? Is that something you would be comfortable with?
I don't feel comfortable doing it, but I want to. I want to try because it's like, it's so weird. I almost feel like I have wheels underneath me that are rolling me over there. It's just the pull is so strong.
Well, if you want to, you can try and you can tell me what happens.
It's funny. I went over there and it's almost like I had this premonition before I went. I could see the wine glass. There was something significant about the wine glasses, and she gets upset when I go over there because she can see that he's interested in me too. And she gets mad and she throws her wine glass in his face and walks away, just storms away. And instead of feeling guilty, we both just kind of laugh it off. And it's almost like it's what we needed. We needed her to walk away.
Mm-hmm. And so now you can talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And Sebastian's okay with standing there and having a conversation with you?
Yes, he seems very happy.
And what kind of things do you talk about?
It's just like everything. It's like we have so much to say. We can't stop talking. And it's like time stands still. We feel like we're in some weird vortex and everything around us just kind of stops.
Mm-hmm.
We're in our own little world. He's just so kind. He touches my arm gently, and again it's like being electrocuted, but it doesn't hurt.
Mm-hmm. It sounds very magical.
It is. He's just so nice, so loving and kind.
Can you spend the evening with him now that she left? Or will she come back, do you think?
No, it doesn't seem like she does. It's almost like there was an energy holding us away from each other before, and now that she's gone, it's gone. And it's like, no, we don't even care if she comes back.
But won't he get in trouble?
Well, that's what's so neat. He feels like he doesn't care anymore. It's like he was so afraid to do anything to upset her before. But all of a sudden, he doesn't really care.
Well, that's good, because maybe you could be together in the future.
Yes. We seem like we want to be together.
Is the place where the party is at, is that where you live, or is it at a restaurant or a hotel? Can you tell any information about that?
Looks like it's my parents' home. Looks like they're very wealthy.
And do you still live with your parents if you're not married?
I do, yes.
Are they disappointed that you're not married yet?
They're not disappointed, but they are pushing me to hurry up and make a choice and get on with my life. But I just haven't found anybody I'm happy with. Anytime I am with someone else, I think of Sebastian and I just want to be with him. It's like nobody else compares.
Do they know Sebastian?
They know a little of him, but I try to hide my feelings. I don't really talk to anybody except my best friend because I don't want people to judge me.
Mm-hmm.
My parents aren't mean, but they mean well and they're trying to have the best for me, but they keep pushing me to marry, but I don't want to unless it's with him.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe if you talk to them, maybe they would think he was a good match for you.
They seem to approve of him. I've just been afraid to talk to anybody about it because he was with this other person.
I understand.
I just didn't want other people to think that I was trying to split them up. But it just feels so different now that she left. It's like there was a wall between us and it's been removed now.
So let's speed time up a little bit and let's fast forward just a little bit to the end of the party and be there now and tell me what you see or what you feel regarding Sebastian.
So everybody's left now and it's just the two of us. It's dark out now except for all the little lights that are on. And the balloons are still there. And it's like everybody left and the party ended and we didn't even notice because it was like we were in our own little world together. We're just almost mesmerized with each other. Can't stop staring at each other's eyes.
Does that make people notice your attraction to each other? Because it sounds like it's a very strong, almost physical type of attraction.
Mm-hmm. We didn't even notice if other people noticed, though. It's like the party just ended without us even paying attention because everybody was doing their own thing and we were lost in our own little world. Now we get to be alone and it's just wonderful. It's just so nice to be with him. He holds my hand and the electrical feeling just keeps moving past us or between us. It's like this really neat energy that we share. It's just magical.
And anything important coming up in your conversation?
I can't even really hear anything or pick anything up. I'm just so distracted by the feelings. It's like we could be talking about nothing and it still is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're just kind of catching up and getting to know each other. Even though we've known each other for years as acquaintances and through school, we never really truly knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just sort of talking about casual things, and what we like, what we don't like, what we've been doing since school.
It's very nice to get a chance to talk to each other, isn't it?
It is. I feel like I'm floating with him in a whole different world. It's like we've left Earth and we're in some different vortex just because the energy is so connected between us. I feel like I'm sort of in my body but out of my body because I just can't believe I'm with him and he's with me.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels so good.
So what will happen at the end of the evening? Will you leave together? Will you make arrangements to see each other again?
I just see us sitting at one of the tables outside, and now the sun is coming up. So we've just talked all night. It's like we just can't let each other go. We're just holding hands and just talking. But the love is so strong that it's like we're afraid to let go in case we don't get it back.
Mm-hmm. What does Sebastian look like?
He's very handsome. He's tall and has dark hair that's all slicked back. And he's wearing like a pinstriped suit. It's gray with white lines in it. He's very, very well dressed.
What does he do for a living? What does he do with his time during the day?
Something with cars. They're really fancy old cars. It's like he drives them.
Okay. So everyone drives cars there?
No, that's what's neat. He's one of the few that drives them. It's like some sort of a business that's just building them. And he tests them somehow and drives them to make sure they're safe for other people. But there's not a lot of people that have them yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's an interesting job then.
Mm-hmm. And he makes a lot of money. He's very well off and he dresses very well. He's always dressed very, very business-like, but not too business-like. He's just very, very snappy.
How about you? Is there any certain way that you spend your time during the day? Do you go to a job?
I don't. I'm very lucky that my parents are very well off. So I just spend time at home. I help my mom around the house. We have a very big, it's like a big house on a sort of a ranch. So I help her maintain things. I don't really have to work and my parents don't push me to work. They really, more at that time, women don't work so much.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
they're just really wanting me to get married. Again, they're not pushing me to, but they would like me to find somebody and have my own life and my own home. I just haven't felt ready to.
I'm sure they want you to be happy, right?
Yeah, they're very kind and loving. They just mean well, and they want the best for me.
Is your house in a city or in the country?
It's out in the country. There's lots of trees around. It's really big trees. It's very peaceful.
Sounds like a pretty nice life in a lot of ways.
It's a nice life, but I don't feel happy. And sometimes I feel guilty that I don't feel happy because I look at my life and I have a lot more than a lot of people have. But I just feel sad a lot. I feel lonely, even though I have good friends and family. I just don't have somebody to share my life with.
Mm-hmm. Well, would you like to move forward in this lifetime and see what happens with your life? Or is there something else you would like to know here in this time?
I don't feel there's anything else right now.
Okay, then let's leave that scene behind. And let's move forward to another important day. A day that you consider to be important when something is happening. And we've now moved forward to an important day. Can you tell me what is happening?
So I'm getting married to Sebastian. And it's just beautiful. We're standing outside. It's again in my parents' yard, and there's water nearby. And the love is just so strong. We're both crying because we're just so happy. We're so happy that we get to be together.
That is wonderful.
It's beautiful.
A lot of people.
There's a lot of people at our wedding. It's a really big wedding.
Is it outside or inside?
It's outside. I can just feel the wind gently blowing. It's a really beautiful sunny day. It's a perfect day. The
Can you
sun's
see
not
what
too
you're
hot.
wearing?
It's a long dress. It's sort of white, but sort of not. Kind of like a cream colored. It's a lot of lace. I thought I looked pretty then, but I don't see it as pretty now. But it's an okay dress. But Sebastian looks just so amazing. He's got another fancy suit on, and he has a really nice watch. It's one of those pocket watches with a chain.
Mm-hmm.
And he even has a top hat on. He just looks so fancy. And his eyes are so beautiful.
What color are his eyes?
They're really bright blue. It just looks so nice with his dark hair. He just looks so handsome. I just feel so much love for him, and I'm so happy I get to be with him.
Are your parents there?
They are, and they're very happy for us. They're just happy that I'm happy. But they like him too. And he's very good. He gets along well with them.
That's wonderful. That's always important, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I see him and my dad driving around together. My dad loves these new cars that are coming out, so Sebastian takes him for rides in cars, and they just get along so well. They do all sorts of guy things together and have fun. And Sebastian's just even kind to my mom. She helps around the house, or he helps her around the house too when he's got time. they just all get along very nicely.
Well, what happened to Loretta?
It's hard to even know. She just kind of disappeared.
Did she get so angry maybe that she never came back again?
That's what it seems like. She was always so afraid that he was going to leave, because she somehow felt that he didn't truly love her. And I think she just felt so upset that she just never came back. She didn't want to show that she felt betrayed.
Mm-hmm. And so that left him free to be with you then?
It did, but I still feel a little bit guilty. I feel like I stole him away from her. I then have to remind myself I didn't really do anything. I just went to talk to him at my party. She left.
Seems like he really loved you a lot too, so...
And that's what made her so jealous, as she could see. She knew that he didn't really love her. She was always trying to control him so that he wouldn't leave.
Mm-hmm.
But he seems so happy now, too. Our wedding day is so beautiful. It's so full of love. There's doves.
And all your friends and family are there?
Yes, and they're just really happy for us. It's like everybody's crying as we get married because there's just so much love.
Well, it must be wonderful to spread those good feelings around to everybody. That they can feel the love that you share together. That must make you feel good.
It does, and it's just so good to feel the love. Because I went so many years wishing for it and wanting it, and not feeling it with anybody else. So it almost feels like a dream to be with him. And I feel so happy.
Well, let's leave that scene behind. And let's move forward to another important day in that lifetime. Another day that is important, where something is happening. Moving forward now to that day. And what is it that's going on around you?
I just feel so completely devastated. We weren't even married very long and he died.
How did he die?
He was driving one of the cars in the rain. And there was some sort of an accident. He hit a tree. You can just see the car, the front of the car is all crumpled, like it's almost like melted right into the tree. I'm just seeing the funeral now. I just feel so sad. I lost him. I loved him so much. Now he's gone already. We hardly had any time together.
Do you know how long you were married for?
It was just a couple of months. Maybe like 3 or 4.
That's not very long.
And we were so happy. Now it's all gone already. And everybody is trying to console me, but I can't. I can't even feel their love because I just feel so devastated.
How was your married life going, the 3 months that you spent together?
It was just blissful, just like floating on a cloud every day. We're just so happy and so in love. Everything was just so perfect. We had a beautiful home. We had wonderful friends and just so much love between us. We were just starting to really build our home and make it exactly how we wanted. Everything was perfect.
And what will happen now? Will you still live in that home?
It was his home. And I don't even know now how I could live in it. My parents want me to come back and live with them, but I don't even know what to do. I feel so lost.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to die and be with him. I can't even imagine living. My heart just hurts so bad.
Sounds like there's a lot of friends and family around you that want to help you get through this time.
I do have a lot of love, but it's like I've just walled up my heart. I can't even feel it. I can see it, and I know they mean well, but it's like I'm afraid to even open up to love because I just can't hurt anymore. I can't feel any more loss.
Mm-hmm.
So I've just shut down and closed myself to their love and to their kindness. I just feel so alone, even though I have love and friends that want to help.
Did you have any children that came from this union, from your marriage?
I keep sensing something, like either I was pregnant and lost the baby, or it feels like I can almost see like a soul that was floating above us, wanting to choose us, wanting to come to us, but then it never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like it was close, like it was going to happen, but then it couldn't because he died.
And there wasn't enough time.
No.
Must have been a real shock for you.
It was such a shock. I didn't see it coming at all. We were so happy and so in love. And we were just starting our life together. We had no time together. I hadn't even fully unpacked all of my stuff. We were just so blissful.
3 months is not very long. Not a very long time.
No. I just feel angry at God and everybody. Just feel like I was cheated. I had this wonderful, perfect love, and then it's gone.
Well, let's see what happens to you in that lifetime. Let's move forward once again to another important day. Another day that you consider to be important. I'll move forward and let's see what's going on now.
I feel like I'm kind of in my, it was like mid-50s or so. I'm still alone. I still live at my parents' house. My dad is gone now, so it's just my mom and I. Just such a sad, cold woman. I never ever reopened my heart.
You never got married again?
No. Just never found anybody that I could love, and I never trusted love again.
Mm-hmm.
And I just pushed everybody away from me, except for my closest best friend that was at my birthday party all those years ago. But I just kind of shut down my heart and just became this lonely, cold person. I barely went out. I stayed with my mom in the house. I didn't need to work, so I just stayed lonely. Didn't hardly even go into town. I didn't have parties. I didn't have friends over. I was just cold.
And you used to have so many friends,
Mm-hmm.
and entertain a lot and have parties. That's really a shame that you lost all your friends.
I was just so afraid to love. I was so afraid to be hurt again. I just never ever got over the loss.
Now let's leave that scene and move forward to the last day of this life that we're looking at. And you can watch this scene as an observer if you want to. But we've gone forward to the last day of your life in this lifetime, and we're watching. What is it that's happening?
I'm alone in my parents' house. Now it's just me. My mom died years ago. I can't quite tell what happened, but I don't know how I'm dying, but I'm dying in the house, all alone.
There's nobody with you?
No.
No servants? No friends?
Feels like I waited until nobody was around and I took my own life. After my mom died, I had nobody.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't want to be around anymore?
No. I just felt like a black hole. I just felt empty.
Do you think that you could have found another person if you would have tried a little bit? Or the pain was just too much for you?
The pain was so much and nobody ever compared. I just couldn't. There was just nobody that I had that kind of magic with.
Mm-hmm.
And after experiencing that, I just couldn't go back to a normal relationship, and I couldn't pretend to love somebody that I didn't love.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like a betrayal. I tried. People would try to set me up with other people, and just it was never there. And I always felt like I was betraying Sebastian. I felt like I was hurting him.
But wouldn't he want you to be happy?
Probably yes. I just felt like I couldn't be as happy as I was with him. There was nobody else. And once my mom was gone, I just had nothing to live for. Everybody else moved on. They all tried so hard to be in my life, but I just shut everybody out. I was just so afraid to love and have more loss.
And sometimes we have to have our hearts broken. It's part of living.
Yeah, it just hurts so much. The pain every day just made me want to die. I felt like I was dying every day for years, and finally, once I had nothing else to live for, once my mom was gone, I just wanted to die. Just couldn't live with that much pain anymore.
Now, whatever happened has already happened, and you are on the other side of it. From that position, you can look back on the entire life and see it from a different perspective. So you're going back to the spirit realm. Is there anyone there to greet you when you get to the other side?
There's so many people. There's like this cloud of love. I almost can't even pick them all out. There's so many. There's just like this chatter of, you're here, and we're happy to see you, and we love you. Just so much love.
And how do you feel? Do you still feel the sadness?
It's like water droplets that's dripping off of me, and each time one drips off, I'm able to release it. And then open up more to their love. I'm slowly releasing all of the sadness from that life. And then I can feel their love again, and it's so nice because I didn't feel love for so long. So it's nice to feel it. It's like a warm blanket being put on me, just all of their love. And it's not that it wasn't there when I was alive, but I couldn't feel it. I just shut down. So it's nice to finally feel love again.
Can you look around and tell me who you see there? Are there any names of people you can see?
I see my parents there and my friend from that life. She's also my friend from now, Amanda. Just so many people. I can't even pick them all out. There's so many.
What about Sebastian? Do you see him there?
Yes, he was the first one to greet me. It took me a while to even believe it was real when I died. I thought maybe I was hallucinating. He was the first one to comfort me. It's like I'm still not sure if it's really him. I'm kind of like reserved, almost like I'm afraid to see him again, to feel him again.
Because you'll have to open up your heart again, won't you? And you haven't done that for a very long time.
But he touches me like he used to touch me, and even though I don't really have a body, it's hard to explain. I sort of have a body, but I don't. It's like an outline. It's not really there like it was when I was alive. But he touches me, and the energy is the same as it used to be. It's like electrical. It's almost like he shocks me back into the love. sends those electrical waves of love all through my body. It's reawakening me. It's like I'm hesitant and I'm really slow to come to him because I'm just afraid that I'm just dreaming and that I'm going to wake up and it's all going to be gone and then I'm going to feel empty and alone all over again.
Mm-hmm.
But he keeps telling me, it's really me, I'm really here.
Would you like to go to the place of healing?
Yes.
Would you like Sebastian to come with you to the place of healing?
Yeah.
Okay. Look around and see if you can find a guide or someone that can take you to the place of healing.
They're there. They take me very swiftly. It's just so fast. It's like we just fly there and we're there instantly.
Can you describe what it looks like there?
It's like colors, lots of gentle, soothing colors, and like a mist. It's almost like being in a shower, but it's not water. It's like this mist of colors, and all the colors have a different healing property.
Mm-hmm.
So like pink is love, and the blue is calmness, and the green is healing, the purple is warmth, and they all have a special healing property. I feel like they're just soaking into me, each of them giving me back a piece of my energy that I lost.
Mm-hmm.
It's very calm, it's very peaceful.
Are the colors of the mist, are they about evenly distributed, or is there one color that's more prevalent that you see?
All of them seem very even except for the pink. There's a lot more pink because it seems like it was the love that I lost the most, so it's the one I needed refilling with the most.
Mm-hmm. And this healing that they're doing now, will this help you heal your heart on a multi-dimensional level?
It feels like it is, yes.
And is Sebastian getting healing too?
Yes, and he's so loving and so generous that he even takes extra healing into him so he can give it to me.
It sounds like he missed you a lot too.
Yeah. It's so wonderful to see him again. It just feels so good.
And it's such a happy place over there, isn't it?
It's so full of love.
A lot different from being on the earthly field.
And I feel guilty for taking my life, but everybody's so kind and gentle. And they're very understanding. Nobody is upset with me or judging me.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically just helping me not judge myself.
Well, every life has a lesson and a purpose. So as you look back at that life, what do you think you learned from it?
That love is a gift, and you should take it and enjoy it. But to know that it's always there, even if you think it's gone. There's always love for us. It doesn't have to come in one way or one form or from one person. But everything around us is love. And it's our choice to take it or resist it. But without love, we die. We die physically, we die emotionally, we die mentally.
Mm-hmm.
So we must embrace the love that we're given. And they're also showing me that by not accepting other people's love when I closed off after Sebastian died, I hurt other people, even though I wasn't intending to. If we resist other people's love, we block their path too, because it's give and take, and if we don't take what's given, then they don't receive anything back. So we create an imbalance in the exchange of love.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so they're showing me it's very important to not just give love, you have to take it. You have to receive it when other people give it to you.
I'm sure it must have hurt your mother and your friend who were trying to love you and you weren't able to accept their love.
Yes. I'm being shown it almost like a flower that starts to wilt, not just on my side, but their side.
Mm-hmm.
When I wouldn't take their love, it drained them and it wilted them. So it wasn't just me that ended up sad and cold and alone. They did too, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So by not receiving their love, I hurt them without even knowing it.
Mm-hmm. So that was a lot of stuff that you learned in that lifetime.
Yeah.
And what do you think was the purpose of that lifetime? Why did you choose to go through that lifetime?
To help me remember that love is the most important thing, even above. Like I had a wonderful life and that I didn't have to work. I had plenty of money. I had loving parents. I had loving friends. I had just a really good, easy life in a lot of ways, but I made my life miserable just because I lost the love of my life. So it was to show me that the most important thing you can have is love, and the most important thing you can both give and receive is love. It doesn't matter how much money you have or how much wealth you have in terms of clothes and people with other money and other things like that. Love is what's most important. And what they're showing me is it's not just romantic love, it's love from everybody. I mean, I had so much love. I had so many kind, wonderful friends and good parents. But I shut it all out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's to remember that love is what we're here for. Not to get distracted from other things. And also not to see that we can only have love with one person. To remember that love comes in all forms. It can be from friends, it can be from families. It doesn't have to just be a romantic love.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important to embrace love in all of its forms. And that's what creates balance.
Yes. So now, let's drift away from that life. We're drifting and floating away from that life, leaving that woman there to continue on her own journey. She will find peace. She will find what she is supposed to find. We're leaving her there to continue her own journey. Do I have permission to ask questions?
Yes.
I know the subconscious could have brought forth many different lifetimes for Angie to see today. and you chose to bring forward this lifetime for her to see. Why did you pick that lifetime?
So she can remember what true love feels like and help her embrace it fuller in this life. And help her remind people that love is what's most important. Part of her mission is to teach love, not just to teach love between romantic partners, but that love of every kind is what we're here to do. And when she saw that life and understood that she relinquished everybody else's love, it's helping her remember that we're here to embrace all love.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many people on earth at this time that are just trying to find romantic love, but they're missing the boat. They're forgetting so much of the bigger piece. And if we all can look to the bigger picture of why we're here, and to remember that we're all connected and we all share love, it will help everybody on this earth to connect.
Mm-hmm. Sebastian in that lifetime? Is that someone that Angie knows in this lifetime?
Yes, it is Robert in this lifetime.
Mm-hmm. And so, how can Angie apply this lifetime to her life now? Is there anything you have to say to her about that?
She's doing a very good job of applying it now. It's also, again, to remember that her love with Robert is not the only love. But we must all embrace love in all of its forms, with the people that we know and even the people we don't know. The more we can all connect with and remember that we all come from the same love and the same light, the more we will all, as one being, bring that light back to earth.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a very important lesson to remember to give and receive love to everybody, not just one person, not just one love.
But that love that Robert and Angie share in that lifetime and this lifetime, it's so strong, sometimes it overpowers everything.
What's really important is to take that love, and instead of letting it overpower everything, is to let it encompass everything. And use it to spread more love.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just keeping it for the two of them to share it. And to see it like a blanket over the entire earth. And if everybody did that, with every love that they have, not just the love of their mate, but the love of their friends and their family, if everybody spread that love around and shared it with other people, instead of just keeping it for themselves, it would help the earth advance so much quicker.
Mm-hmm. Angie saw in that lifetime that she just went through that it affected the other people around her a lot, and she wasn't able to receive their love, and it created an imbalance in the relationships. So as you say, by sharing our love, we help so many other people.
Yes. the more humanity can remember that love was the only point in really being here. We're here to love, we're here to receive love, we're here to give love. And it's through the love that everybody can remember their connection, their oneness, their unity. Union is not just meant to be with one person. Union is meant to be with everything and everybody. And the more everybody shares their love, the more union we create.